Good morning. Looking outside, it is a quiet start to our day. We've got a few clouds rolling through here this morning, causing a little bit of obscuring of our moon here. Otherwise, there are places where we are clear here to begin our morning as well. Let's check out our headlines. We've got a couple of them here. The first one is for this morning, a frost advisory in effect in the Northern Valley and a freeze warning out west, Devil's Lake, Jamestown, and west from there until 9 a.m. here in the valley. We're looking at those advisories and warnings lasting until that point. Southern Valley, it's not as cold, so we don't have any headlines in the Southern Valley. Here's a look at our numbers. You could see we're in the low 40s in places like Fargo at 43 degrees and Gwinnett at 43. Same thing in Fergus Falls. Up to the north, we're into the mid 30s there, 36 in Foston. And a little bit better in Grand Forks, Crookston, Thief River Falls, Roseau, all at 37 degrees. Keep in mind that we still have a couple of hours of cooling here before we see those temperatures starting to go up. So even though it looks like we're okay, that may change here shortly this morning. It is 35 in Devil's Lake right now. The wind is out of the west or northwest. We're looking at wind speeds gusting into the teens in some instances. We're at a 17-mile-per-hour gust in Fergus Falls, Fargo at 12 miles and 7 in Grand Forks, 15 in Devil's Lake. And your radar and satellite map shows clearer skies up north. That's, of course, allowing those temperatures to drop more there. And in the Southern Valley, we've got those clouds overhead with conditions that are going to be a little bit more on the cloudy side to start off this morning. There's rain showers to our south in parts of South Dakota, and here in the valley, we're just looking to be mainly on the cloudy side. Maybe a couple of sprinkles under these clouds down in Lakes Country. Here's a look at how our day will play out on this Monday morning. Make sure you wear that jacket this morning. You'll want it for sure. Maybe even a heavier coat here to start off the day with temperatures in the 30s to some low 40s by 9 o'clock. Ahead for noon, some sunshine, temperatures in the low to mid 40s at that point. And again, down to the south and east, we're looking at some numbers that are more into the mid 40s underneath a few more clouds. And by 4 o'clock, kind of a quiet day. It should be pretty. Temperatures in the mid 40s to some low 50s. But it really doesn't warm up much more than that today. So it's going to be a cool one on this Monday. Cooler by about 10 degrees or more than yesterday, with temperatures that continue to just stay on the chillier side through the evening hours tonight. In fact, 11 o'clock, look where our temperatures are at. Some of us already at the freezing mark at 11 o'clock tonight. And that's why we have those headlines coming up for tomorrow morning, the freeze and a warning for tomorrow morning. And I'll show you that in a moment. Looking at 7 o'clock, we've got some numbers that are in the 30s, some of us dipping down into the upper 20s. So the potential for hard freeze there, with mostly clear skies to start off the day. And we stay on the sunny but cool side for your Tuesday. By the time we get to the noon hour, we've got some upper 40s to some low 50s. Wind is out of the south and west, so that's good news. That means that it's going to help to bring up our temperatures for the day. And by the time we get to 4 o'clock, we're looking at some more places in the 50s and even maybe a couple of spots at 60 degrees out west. By later on tomorrow night, the wind starts to pick up, and that will introduce some windier conditions for your Wednesday. So taking a look at what these weather alerts for, this is again tomorrow morning. We already have our headlines for this morning. Tomorrow morning, a freeze warning for much of the valley along the Red River and to the east. I wouldn't be surprised if more places in North Dakota got added to that as well. But that might be the warmer area because of the wind picking up there first. Checking out your photo again, just a beautiful one. Thank you, Renee, for sharing that sunrise. And looking at your 7-day planner, we've got some 50s next couple of days for highs. Some of us spending the day today in the 40s. And for your Wednesday, back to windier conditions, temperatures in the 60s this weekend. Not too bad. We have a chance for some rain on Saturday. Temperatures into the low to mid 50s coming up for your weekend forecast.
Definitely a chilly start to some of those days, though. Thank you, Lisa. With cooler temps on the way, it's time to start looking at servicing your furnace. We'll have some expert advice on what you should do now, next on the Valley Today.